We're back now with a look at the drop in the number of international tourists who are visiting the United States this year.
So a research note from Tourism Economics, which is part of Oxford Economics, says international arrivals to the U.S. are expected to fall about 9% this year. That drop is fueled by negative perceptions about recent changes to immigration policies here in America, pushing many tourists to look elsewhere. Add it all up, spending from foreign tourists expected to fall $8.5 billion this year compared to last year.
For more on this and Why It Matters, let's bring in Katy Nastro. She's the spokesperson for Going. Katy, good morning. So immigration reform, as Joe just mentioned, part of the issue, but what else is behind the drop in international tourists coming here to the U.S.?
Yeah, look, Savannah, there isn't one singular reason why we're seeing a decrease in international inbound tourism, but rather a combination of factors, such as strained international relations due to tariffs, leaving people feeling unsure about the broader global economy moving forward, worrying perceptions based on reports of detentions at U.S. borders, a stronger dollar in recent years compared to specific economies, as well as, some general negative sentiment, specifically looking at places like Canada after some of the recent administration's remarks earlier in the year. You mix that all up, and it really is a recipe for less international travelers from key markets that we're seeing.
So tell us more about why this matters. I mean, we threw out that $8.5 billion. That could be the money lost in tourism dollars this year. I mean, how big of an impact would that have on the American economy?
Yeah, look, Joe, the U.S. Travel Association projections are stating that if this trend continues, we could see travel-related revenue down or cost us $21 billion. However, there is an asterisk there. If this trend continues, we still have another half of the year to get through, as well as two of our very busy seasons when it comes to travel. You have the summer, as well as the winter holidays. As well as you might find that with the dollar starting to weaken against other currencies, we could see people traveling more domestically this year. Preliminary Going data is showing, based off of travelers surveyed, that while there is a healthy amount of people that are traveling internationally, there is also an just about equally amount of people traveling domestically. So it could suggest that, people may shift their plans if they haven't booked any travel yet away from international travel and stay locally, and that could help make up that divide. Could help.
Broader than that, Katy, is there kind of this reciprocal issue at all, like this drop in visitors to the United States maybe making it harder or more expensive for Americans who want to travel abroad?
Yeah, Savannah, that's a great question. And look, as we've seen the dollar depreciate in the last few sort of recent weeks and months, this could impact how many people do travel abroad because of the cost, as well as if more international travelers are looking at other areas outside of the U.S., Canadians more so looking at places like Mexico. That could have the impact of if American travelers are also looking at specific destinations that other travelers are also looking at. You could find a premium cost associated with that because it is busier. Europe tends to be one of the busiest regions that we see Americans want to travel to. And if Europeans from select markets are staying local, it could have the impact of not only just being busier in general, but coming again at that cost. Hotels and experiences could potentially rise in costs this year due to the fact there are so many more people.
Katy, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.